What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about British phrases that are starting to die out. British phrases that are losing popularity. A good way to think of this would be maybe phrases that your parents or maybe your grandpa or grandma would say, and now you're just not really hearing it anymore. Unfortunately, even British words and phrases are not immune to the deep, dark abyss of nothingness and disappearance slowly. I didn't mean to dive too much into some kind of existential crisis there, but there you go. So I found this little discussion on Reddit where someone was asking, what is a phrase or saying you know that you're certain is going to die out after your generation? An example of a phrase is one I only know because my mother uses it, but only because she was taught it from my grandma, her mother. So yeah, stuff you'd hear around the house maybe growing up, and as you find yourself slowly getting older, depending on your particular age, these are just phrases that are just not being said anymore. As time goes on, I mean, language kind of works like that, huh? Certain words and phrases and sayings and expressions go in and then out of fashion as time goes on. That's just kind of how language works. If you make a cup of tea that isn't filled to the top, she'll say, is the Vicar coming? Is the Vicar coming? Vicar? Vicar? If you're, this is such a British saying already. Has to do with tea. What does this mean? Which, when I asked what is that saying, she replied, back in the olden days, the vicar, used to visit your house after church, and he usually left after he drank his tea. So if you didn't want him there in the first place, you'd make him a cup of tea that was half full so he would leave quicker. Okay, that is very old school. Talking about, okay, interesting. How to get people from your church to get the heck out of your house. Okay. Yeah. Goodness knows that saying could come in handy. So I'm certain it will die out after my generation, as I'm pretty sure it's rare for my generation to even know. Yep, exactly. So this is going to be fascinating because I already am thoroughly entertained by the endless variety of British expressions and phrases, but this goes beyond that. This like a time capsule, I guess. This is British phrases, words, sayings that were really popular with maybe an older generation in Britain that are just starting to lose popularity. Maybe we can kind of bring this back into style, shed some light on these. Most of what kids say these days is cope, seethe, based, yep, no cap, low key. Yeah, wait. So, what the kids in Britain are saying is literally the same kind of slang and expressions that Americans are saying. It's all the same stuff. Kids in America are saying this stuff, low key, no cap, based. Yeah, I've heard these. I swear to God, they make this stuff up to annoy me. None of it makes any sense. It's very like internet talk. That's what I've noticed. It's very like TikTok comment talk, Instagram comments, like YouTube video comment, a lot of comments and internet stuff. Twitter, where all these words are used and they kind of just become popular because of the internet now. That's how it works. It's weird because all this modern slang is global instead of local. Exactly, I agree. Not sure where to go with that point, but it's something. Okay, I want to hear some British phrases that are starting to die a horrible death. So, chance would be a fine thing. Chance would be a fine thing. This sounds so like philosophical or something. Chance would be a fine thing. Like kind of elegant. I have no idea what that means, but I like it. What is this? Huh? It's from something? What is chance? Oh, here we go. Said when you would very much like something to happen, but there is no possibility that it will. Wow. That's kind of morbid. When you'd like something to happen, but there is no possibility it will happen? You should relax a bit more. Chance would be a fine thing. There's no possibility you're gonna relax? Oh my. I'm still a little confused how you would use this, but I get it. I like it. It's a bit British. It's a bit morbid. A fine thing indeed. Must stop saying chance would be a fine thing. Saying it too often. Okay. Interesting. I have not heard that one. That sounds like. I get why that might be going out of fashion, because it seems like, for one thing, it's the most non internet languagey thing I've ever read. That's like a little too poetic to find that in a TikTok comment or something. Who's she, the cat's mother? What? Who is she, the cat's mother? What a. I could never guess what this means. Okay, we already have a result when you look it up. A rebuke? A rebuke? Especially directed towards children for having referred to a woman as she instead of using her name or an appropriately respectful title. She's coming on the trip with us too. Who's she, the cat's mother? Oh, I get it. I get this. I actually get it. It's like when you're a child and you talk like about your mother or someone, some kind of female important figure in your life, and you're like, yeah, she's gonna eat it too. And it's very informal and like can be interpreted as disrespectful or something too informal. So then, as a Brit, a cheeky Brit, you'd chime in at that point if you're the parent and be like, who's she? The cat's mother? Just to like make sure your child knows that's like call them your mom or call them something besides she, because they're worth more than that or something. I think I get it. I like that. There's like I've heard that sentiment before, like as a child in America, but nothing like a saying like this. This is a little more eloquent, a little more cheeky, I could say. I hate this one with such a passion. My family said it so much when I was growing up. I could be in a room with my brother and my nan, and if I said something like, she said I could have a turn, referring to my nan, she'd whip this phrase out. Even though, as if there's any confusion as to who I'm referring to, and it's in any way rude. So this person's like, I never understood why my nan was so up my bum about this all the time, referring to her as she, because it's not necessarily disrespectful, basically, but I get it, I guess. It's downright bizarre. Never heard this from anyone that wasn't a 65-year-old woman. And they're always so pleased with themselves. Well, it's kind of endearing in a way, I have to say. Went through a phase in my home where we had a phantom non-flusher after using the toilet. The old phantom non-flusher. A murder mystery, basically. Who's not flushing? One of the kids wasn't flushing their business away, and they were all denying it. One day I was walking past the bathroom as one of the kids came out. I heard no flushing noise. I immediately instructed them to go back and pull the chain. They looked blankly. What chain? I felt old. Pull the chain. Oh, there's no chance that. I mean, in the context of this, knowing it's a bathroom and a toilet, if someone said, go pull the chain, gosh. Now I think I'd still be a little confused. I understand in hindsight reading the story, but if I'm being objective about it, I'd probably still be confused. Because, toilets used to have a chain? I know there's a chain inside the toilet that gets pulled when you hit the little flusher. But, okay, pull the chain. Okay. Probably 90% of the Cockney rhyming slang I know is lost on almost everyone under 28. Cockney rhyming slang? What is that? Sounds like another language. The Ultimate Guide to Cockney Rhyming Slang. Okay. Well, this might help me. Let's see here. The Guide to Cockney Rhyming Slang. Apparently this is a thing. I had no idea. Okay. Apples and pears describes the idea of gradation? Army and Navy. As gravy? Basin of gravy. Baby? I have no idea what I'm reading right now. This might as well be a random set of words. Bees and honey. Is money? Okay, because the possession of money is sweet. Bees work, produce money. Bees and honey, I kind of get. Oh my gosh, what have I stumbled upon here? Cockney rhyming slang. Borrow and beg is a egg? No, a term that enjoyed a fresh leaf on life during the rude food rationing period. Egg? Bottle and stopper, box of toys, can't keep still. Okay. Uh I hope these don't die. I hope these don't die as well, because these are a gem. I have no idea what's going on with these sayings, but it sounds like a very, very fun part of like English culture or Cockney, basically. And apparently, it is lost on anyone under 28 or all Americans. I have no idea what all that means. Don't worry, I'm 23, keeping the flame alive. Okay, keeping it cheese and chive. Is that Cockney rhyming slang as well? Okay. Real slang would drop the chive, so it would be keeping it cheese. Okay. Okay. That could be a whole other video, Cockney rhyming slang. What else do we have here? British phrases that are losing popularity. On having blood taken. That's an armful. As the bishop said to the actress, you're neither use nor ornament, so you might as well be laughed at. These are so. These are like too poetic in a way, like too philosophical. I see why no one's like saying these anymore. It'd be tough to. They'd kind of come across as a dad joke or something. All fur coat and no knickers. What does that mean? It means having a superficially positive appearance that is belied by the reality. Like pretending, having a superficial appearance, positive appearance. I like that. All fur coat and no knickers. I love it. As the bishop said to the actress, what does that mean? Um, Offering humor by serving as a punchline. Oh, what does it mean? Phrase, uh, is used to imply. Oh, this might say it. Oh, actually, I think there was a description right here. Offering humor by serving as a punchline that exposes an unintended double entendre. Equivalent to the North American phrase, that's what she said. Ah, now I get it. This exposes double entendres that you did not intend. And it's something that guys really like to say about a lot of things in America. That's what she said. Yeah, okay, now I get it. And that's all you had to say. Now I get it. All lights on, but no one's home. I know that one. That is the first one in this entire discussion that I know. The lights on, but no one's home. Means you're dumb. Means you are not smart. My granddad used to say, a few slates short of a roof. Yep, as a brilliant way to say someone's stupid. There's a lot of ways to say someone is stupid in British sayings. That's something I've learned. If I've learned anything, it's that the British have many ways to call you stupid that are very, very fun, dare I say. Watching TV recently, a trailer came on for a new series of show. My partner has the remote control, so I asked her to tape it. Kids don't have a clue what I was on about. Oh, wow. Man, I'm old enough to know that one. Oh, no. Now this is starting to make me feel old. No, that wasn't supposed to happen during this. This is supposed to just make British people feel old, not me. Yeah, to asking someone to tape it, because, I was young enough to have VHS tapes growing up, and when you had to actually tape something on the television, put the VHS in and hit record at the correct time. Oh my gosh. Gives me nightmares thinking about it. Yeah, I know that. Like, can you tape that for me? Means record. Oh man, I can easily see how younger kids would have no idea what that means. It's like how in like Word documents to save something, they have a floppy disk for the save icon. and all no kids these days like have any clue what that symbol means. A floppy disk. You'll have had your tea. You'll have had you'll have had your tea. What on earth could that mean? Is it a oh, this is something. Wait, there is actually an explanation for this. I'm shocked. Refers to an idiom where a visitor who has dropped in at tea is informed that the host does not intend to what? What does the host not intend to do? Huh? Dropped in at tea and the host does not intend to feed them. You'll have had your tea. So when you drop in at tea time and the host has no intention of feeding you or giving you tea, basically, man, that I would not have been able to reason that one out. Okay. When did we stop saying Randy? Horny has really driven Randy out. You know, the last time I heard the word Randy, literally, is just the Austin Powers movies. Like, and I know that's just full of British tropes, but that really even. Austin Powers single handedly introduced the word Randy to an entire generation of Americans. So I actually know this one. I thought the current phrase is thirsty. True, true. Randy, then horny. Now the young kids would probably say thirsty, but not exclusively. But I know the kids are definitely saying that. Thirsty. That's a funny one. Chuffin' Nora. Chuffin' Nora. What is Chuffin' Nora? When something bad is happening. What? Do you say this out loud when something bad is happening? Chuffing Nora. Ah, chuffing Nora. Or is that like what it's called? Like, I really want to avoid a chuffing Nora. How on earth did this get invented? Okay. Chuffing Nora. Chuffing Nora. Do the young kids in Britain not is that dying out? I've never heard of it, but I do wonder. I don't know another soul who still says far out or right on. That's true. That is true. Far out. That's like or right on. These are American terms as well. I didn't know they were British too, popular in Britain. Man, you'd almost associate it with like an American surfer culture, like surfer dude. It'd be like far out or something. Yeah, no one actually says that unironically anymore in America as well. I think we need to bring that one back. Tons of English idioms are based on things that are no longer relevant. We can cope with another one. Huh. I'm not sure I like the cut of your jib. Not sure what that means. I just like using it. I'm not sure I like the cut of your jib. That doesn't sound good. Sounds bad. I am not seeing an explanation for this. Can Google help me? Can Google help me with this? Here we go. I like how you look. Wait, I like how you think? Oh, that's if you like the cut of their jib. If you do not like the cut of their jib, whatever a jib is, you do not like how they look. I like this. I like this, and I like that no one would have any clue what the heck I'm talking about. Hey, I don't like the cut of your jib. They'd be like, should I be offended? Or originally, it's a reference to the orientation of the jib sail at the front of a ship. Then by analogy to someone's clothing. There you go. Yeah, there's no way I was going to know what that meant. And you know what? With that, I think that is pretty good. This was very entertaining. I knew I was going to hear some British phrases that were obscure, but these were like very obscure. And I have to say, in sort of alignment with the theme here of these are older sayings that are kind of going out of fashion, a lot of them had that kind of older dad joke, kind of mom and dad or grandpa or grandma would say kind of feeling to these sayings. They're like either poetic or referencing something that doesn't exist anymore, some kind of old object or something. But they're incredibly fun, and I find them to be very, very charming. So I hope these don't die out entirely, but since they have probably gotten a lot less popular from the sound of it, at least if you know a couple of these, like I don't like the look of your jib, that's gonna be the one I remember. You can pull it out and no one's gonna have any clue what you're talking about, which is kind of fun. But I thought all of these were pretty fun and enjoyable. So if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to British culture, stuff about Britain I have never learned before or seen, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.